Two pilots, same license, but one earns 50,000 and the other earns 5 lakhs. And no, it's not just about experience. Most people think once you become a pilot, you start earning big. But the reality is completely different because this gap is not small. So the question is, how can two pilots with same training and same license have such a massive amount of salary difference? Let me break it down it for you in a simplest way. Let's take two pilots, both finish training at the same time. One starts as an instructor, builds hours slowly, and the other gets into the airlines. Same starting point, completely different journey. Hi, my name is Jeenal Patel and I am a commercial pilot and a flight instructor. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. First and the most important, job type. Most people don't realize that the starting role decides your initial salary range. In training environments, pay is steady but limited, while airline roles operate on a completely different structure. Not all pilots start in the same role. Some pilots become instructors, some becomes ground instructor, some join small operators, and some get into the airlines. And this is where the difference begins. People think once you get a CPL, everything is sorted. But that's actually where the real journey begins. A fresh instructor or a small operator pilot can start earning initially roughly 50 to 75k, but the airline pilots, there's where the salaries can jump to lakhs. So the gap you see is not random, it's built into the system from the beginning. This is the first biggest shift most people don't understand. Second, timing. This is something no one talks about and it changes everything. Some pilots finish their training where the airlines are actively hiring, and some finish where there is no vacancies at all. Same license, same effort, completely different outcome. So, one pilot moves forward quickly and the other awaits, and this waiting period can change your entire earning journey. This is where luck and timing quietly play a role in aviation careers. Hiring cycles open and close, and not everyone finishes their training at the right time. Third, getting into the airlines. This is where the biggest salary jump happens. The moment you enter the airline environment, your income structure changes completely. But getting there is not instant. It takes preparation, selection, and sometimes multiple attempts. Airline selection is not just about flying skills. It's about clearing multiple stages and fitting into the system. And until that happens, the salary difference stays significant. This is where most careers accelerate or slow down. Fourth, now let's talk about experience. Yes, experience matters a lot, but not the way people think. A pilot with more hours doesn't always get more opportunities or doesn't earn more immediately. It depends on where those hours are built. Training environment, exposure, and opportunities matters more than just experience or just hours. It's not just how much you fly, but where and how you gain that experience. The aviation industry moves in cycles, and those cycles directly impact your opportunities. Sometimes growth is fast, and sometimes it slows down unexpectedly. This is something most students realize very late during their training or after completing their training when they start looking for the job. Fifth, and the aviation market itself. This industry is not constant and we all know about it. You all know about COVID times and the airlines like Kingfisher, Jet Airways, Sahara, Go Air and now SpiceJet. It goes through phases, growth and slows down. So your salary is not about your skills, but it also depends on the timing of the industry. So this is something you and me can't control. And this is the part most people don't hear before starting. Because from the outside it looks like a straight path, but in reality it's not. Understanding this difference early can save you a lot of confusion later. So here's the reality, becoming a pilot doesn't always guarantee a high salary immediately. Some pilots reach there quickly and some take time. Difference is not always the talent. It's about decision, timing, and opportunities. If you are planning to become a pilot, don't just focus on your flying. Understand the journey, understand the stages, and understand this gap because the awareness will help you make better decisions. From the outside, this career looks very straightforward. You do your training, get your license, and start earning well. But in reality, it's not that simple. There are phases where things move faster, and there are phases where you feel like nothing is happening, and that's where most people start questioning their decisions. But the truth is, this journey is different for everyone, and understanding this early can actually save you a lot of confusion later. And as an instructor, I have seen this very closely. At the end, both pilots can reach the same level, however, the path and the time can be very different. And that's the real difference between 50,000 and 5 lakhs. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.